A short time ago, the United States military began major combat operations in Iran. Our objective is to defend the American people by eliminating imminent threats from the Iranian regime, a vicious group of very hard, terrible people. Its menacing activities directly endanger the United States, our troops, our bases overseas, and our allies throughout the world. For 47 years, the Iranian regime has chanted death to America and waged an unending campaign of bloodshed and mass murder, targeting the United States, our troops, and the innocent people in many, many countries. Among the regime's very first acts was to back a violent takeover of the U.S. Embassy in Tehran, holding dozens of American hostages for 444 days. In 1983, Iran's proxies carried out the Marine barracks bombing in Beirut that killed 241 American military personnel. In 2000, they knew and were probably involved with the attack on the USS Cole. Many died. Iranian forces killed and maimed hundreds of American service members in Iraq. The regime's proxies have continued to launch countless attacks against American forces stationed in the Middle East in recent years, as well as U.S. naval and commercial vessels and international shipping lanes. It's been mass terror, and we're not going to put up with it any longer. From Lebanon to Yemen and Syria to Iraq, the regime has armed, trained, and funded terrorist militias that have soaked the earth with blood and guts. And it was Iran's proxy, Hamas, that launched the monstrous October 7th attacks on Israel, slaughtering more than 1,000 innocent people, including 46 Americans, while taking 12 of our citizens hostage. It was brutal, something like the world has never seen before. Iran is the world's #1 state sponsor of terror and just recently killed tens of thousands of its own citizens on the street as they protested. It has always been the policy of the United States, in particular, my administration, that this terrorist regime can never have a nuclear weapon. I'll say it again, they can never have a nuclear weapon. That is why in Operation Midnight Hammer last June, we obliterated the regime's nuclear program at Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan. After that attack, we warned them never to resume their malicious pursuit of nuclear weapons, and we sought repeatedly to make a deal. We tried. They wanted to do it. They didn't want to do it. Again, they wanted to do it. They didn't want to do it. They didn't know what was happening. They just wanted to practice evil. But Iran refused, just as it has for decades and decades. They've rejected every opportunity to renounce their nuclear ambitions, and we can't take it anymore. Instead, they attempted to rebuild their nuclear program and to continue developing long-range missiles that can now threaten our very good friends and allies in Europe, our troops stationed overseas, and could soon reach the American homeland. Just imagine how emboldened this regime would be if they ever had and actually were armed with nuclear weapons as a means to deliver their message. For these reasons, the United States military is undertaking a massive and ongoing operation to prevent this very wicked, radical dictatorship from threatening America and our core national security interests. We are going to destroy their missiles and raise their missile industry to the ground. It will be totally, again, obliterated. We're going to annihilate their Navy. We're going to ensure that the region's terrorist proxies can no longer destabilize the region or the world and attack our forces and no longer use their IEDs or roadside bombs, as they are sometimes called, to so gravely wound and kill thousands and thousands of people, including many Americans. and we will ensure that Iran does not obtain a nuclear weapon. It's a very simple message. They will never have a nuclear weapon. This regime will soon learn that no one should challenge the strength and might of the United States Armed Forces. I built and rebuilt our military in my first administration, and there is no military on earth even close to its power, strength, or sophistication. My administration has taken every possible step to minimize the risk to U.S. personnel in the region. Even so, and I do not make this statement lightly, the Iranian regime seeks to kill. The lives of courageous American heroes may be lost, and we may have casualties. That often happens in war. But we're doing this not for now. We're doing this for the future, and it is a noble mission. We pray for every service member as they selflessly risk their lives to ensure that Americans and our children will never be threatened by a nuclear-armed Iran. We ask God to protect all of our heroes in harm's way, and we trust that, with his help, the men and women of the armed forces will prevail. We have the greatest in the world, and they will prevail. To the members of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard, the armed forces, and all of the police, I say tonight that you must lay down your weapons and have complete immunity, or, in the alternative, face certain death. So, lay down your arms. You will be treated fairly with total immunity, or you will face certain death. Finally, to the great, proud people of Iran, I say tonight that the hour of your freedom is at hand. Stay sheltered. Don't leave your home. It's very dangerous outside. Bombs will be dropping everywhere. When we are finished, take over your government. It will be yours to take. This will be probably your only chance for generations. For many years, you have asked for America's help, but you never got it. No president was willing to do what I am willing to do tonight. Now you have a president who is giving you what you want. So let's see how you respond. America is backing you with overwhelming strength and devastating force. Now is the time to seize control of your destiny and to unleash the prosperous and glorious future that is close within your reach. This is the moment for action. Do not let it pass. May God bless the brave men and women of America's armed forces. May God bless the United States of America. May God bless you all. Thank you.
All right, good morning, guys. I'm going to have to keep it quiet because it is 7 a.m. here, and I'm sure that some of my neighbors might be sleeping. I have no idea. Good morning, guys. So we're going to go over some of what went down. What you just saw was a middle of the night post that Trump posted to let everyone know what's going on. Basically a combination of both Jerusalem as well as Tehran. The both capital cities were attacked like crazy, and there obviously the Eastern propaganda is saying that Jerusalem was attacked in retaliation. However, remember Thursday, Israel attacked Lebanon, not Lebanon the country, but the terror cells. Which, by the way, are Iranian proxies. But the attack last night did not come from Beirut. It came from Iran. So Iran essentially attacked Jerusalem directly. Let's see. We have, firstly, good morning, everyone. Thank you for making it here. So you all must be East Coasters. I'm normally up this early. So firstly, we got a post by Dmitry Medvedev from Russia. He says, the peacekeeper is at it again. The talks with Iran were just a cover. Everyone knew that. So no, we negotiated with them. We gave them a chance to come to a deal. All they had to do was agree to never make a nuclear weapon. And that was it. Okay? And he also says, everyone knew that. So who has more patience to wait for the enemy? The enemy's sorry end now. The U.S. is just 249 years old. He says the Persian Empire was founded over 2,500 years ago. Hey, Dmitry. The Persian Empire fell decades ago. It is now called Iran. It is run by a bunch of radical Islamists. It's not the same country. saying, oh yeah, the Soviet Union lives. No, you guys are done. Soviet Union's done. Now you guys need China, you need Iran. You got nothing else to stand on other than the propaganda in America that you've been able to buy out, specifically Tim Pool and Benny Johnson. You managed to pay them off to support Russia, and they got caught, and Tenet Media got banned, all for that reason. So calm your nuts, Dimitri. He also says, let's see what happens in 100 years or so. Yeah, well, maybe they'll do another regime change in Iran another 100 years from now. Yeah, maybe the women will be able to wear bathing suits at the beach again in Iran. Yeah, stupid. Anyways, these guys, they twist everything. They twist everything, man. Anyways, right here. So I like the message that Trump put out, the one that we just saw right now. That we opened the show with this. Here's an 8-minute video from Trump. And he basically told the people that we're going to wipe out the regime, and once we're done, take over the country. Don't let it fall into the hands of another arm of radical terrorists, okay? Because they'll never get their freedom back. They'll never become like I don't know. I mean, I think Qatar's halfway to where we're at, right? At least that's a start. Hello, Diane. Good to see you. Okay, so put wheel and then put their name, because I need to know who it is. Oh, okay, I see him. There you go. Thank you very much. Anyways, Trump says we're going to annihilate their navy. We will ensure. By the way, there's a lot of neutral casualties, by the way, including in Qatar and Kuwait, because the missiles are landing all over the place. Let's see. This is the. See, Trump's telling the Iranian people to overthrow their government. So this is not at all us going after the entire country. This is just the regime, just the awful regime. Yeah. This would be no different than if, let's say, Kamala successfully stole 2024. And then like all of our allies, Hungary and Italy and Poland, came in and attacked Kamala and the Democrat regime. To stop them from taking over our country and spreading communism in America. This is the same thing. We're not going after civilians. We're not destroying hospitals and schools like some other countries do. We're going specifically after the regime. By the way, this is air traffic as it happened, as the missiles started flying. So this is Iran right here, okay? So this is Iran. This is Israel right there. And as it's happening, you see the air traffic just kind of die out. See, Iran's clear now. Everything in Iran, it looped, but here you can see towards the end of this that Iraq was clear. Oman was clear. Jordan. Kuwait is clearing out because they actually caught a lot of the I want to call it shrapnel, but it's not. And like clockwork, when things get rowdy in communist countries, they shut down the internet. This is no different from when let's say there's a flood in a tunnel in China, and then they not only do they they send emergency services, right? But firstly, before they do that, they quarantine the area off so that media can't see any of it, because when people see it, they panic, and then they there's no order. And this is the flaw in communist countries. You know, when people are panicked, they're not productive. They don't work. When China lifted lockdowns after the pandemic, after the first 3 weeks, everyone fled to the cities. Only half the people went back to work. Yeah, they literally fled back to the villages they came from. They had no food. Let's see. So, U.S. military is expected to carry out a multi-day operation against Iran. Let's see. Iran says their president Masoud Pezeshkian Ding Dong, whatever, is in full health. Sorry, it's very early. I hadn't had time to cough up my phlegm yet. My morning phlegm. Trump tells everyone to stay sheltered. There's going to be lots of bombs. And again, he's announcing that for the people to be careful, stay inside, be sheltered, don't go out rioting. We haven't dealt with the regime yet. They're still fully armed and capable. We got to get their LRADs. And yes, they have LRADs as well. It's not new technology, and I'm pretty sure it got stolen from here, right? Thanks to the CCP. That's his message that he put out. And so this is about 6 hours ago. So 1 a.m. my time. So this is going to be 3:10 Eastern. It says Iran launched missiles towards Israel. So again, I don't know what came first. I know that Israel attacked Beirut, which is where it's basically the Iranian HQ. It's a proxy cell. That's where they hide. So Israel attacked Beirut. That was Thursday, like late night, technically Friday morning for them. But so that was the first thing. And then the bizarre part is that Mike Huckabee, our ambassador to Israel, issued the order for U.S. personnel to evacuate on Friday morning. What that tells me is that they simply didn't tell Mike Huckabee that they were going to launch the attacks. Yeah. Let's see. So this is sirens blaring in Israel. Here we go. Gennaro says no more wars, enough of being Israel's puppets. I hate to tell you this, but a lot of the ballot harvesting that stole the 2020 election that put Biden in power was funded by the Eastern regime. A combination of the CCP, Iran, George Soros, he's not really Eastern, but Nabil Singham, okay? Code Pink, those guys that are beating up ICE agents right now, those guys are the organization is founded by Nabil Singham and his wife, who, by the way, was an Indian American-born citizen. He's currently living in Shanghai. He's heavily funded by the CCP. CCP's tied in with these guys. China is like literally one of the only countries still buying oil from Iran to prop up their economy. Otherwise, they would have been done for by now. They had no money, no food, no water. And we would have been able to stop them without dropping a bomb. But unfortunately, China and Russia want Iran to go to war. They keep propping up their economy. I'm like, okay, great. Well, I guess we got to use bombs. Like I've said many times, people, especially in crypto, are often upset that we have to do tariffs. Trump's doing tariffs and it's hurting the economy. Yeah, as opposed to dropping bombs. Look how much is dropped today. Crypto's down like 20% today. Take a look. Take a good look. Take a good look at your portfolios. This is the end result of using bombs instead of tariffs. Unfortunately, we can't do tariffs or sanctions against these guys because they got allies in the East, which unfortunately which unfortunately we do business with. We have to cut them off. Those are sirens in Israel. Large security deployment in Tehran. Jordan's Air Force conducts drills to defend kingdom's skies. I hope that means their own. They've got that West Bank cushion, and hopefully that doesn't change. Let's see. Additional barrage of missiles. That'd be a nice little DMZ, right? Between Jordan and Israel. Anyways, additional barrage of missiles towards Israel. That was posted at 3:28 a.m. So 18 minutes after the initial post. U.S. operation against Iran's regime is officially named. It is titled Operation Epic Fury. And that's what well, actually, no, I'm sorry. That's not what the White House video is titled. Again, internet blackout in Iran. They don't want their people to see Donald Trump's message. So I hope that they're all set up right now with their Starlink, because we do know that truckloads of Starlink terminals were smuggled in through using like a big 18-wheeler. Smuggled into Iran, so they should have internet now, and that's probably how we're seeing a lot of these images. So Operation Epic Fury is what it's called. This is in Tehran. This is their capital city in Iran.
دیدی به دست ما رسیده از تجاوز هوایی آمریکا و رژیم صهیونیستی به تهران و شهر کشور که در قاب شبکه خبر این تصاویر رو مشاهده می‌کنید. بر اساس اعلام منابع خبری علاوه بر تهران ساعتی قبل صدای چند انفجار در برخی شهرها از جمله اصفهان، قم، برخی مناطق استان لرستان، کرمانشاه، کرج و تبریز هم شنیده شده. شما آخرین تصاویری که به دست ما رسیده رو از قاب شبکه خبر مشاهده می‌کنید. وزیر جنگ رژیم صهیونیستی حمله به ایران رو تایید کرد و همزمان برخی منابع و رسانه‌های خارجی از جمله شبکه CNN از حمله مشترک آمریکا و رژیم صهیونیستی.
Yeah, that's the good thing about our missiles. They don't miss very much. On the other hand, Iran's missiles miss a lot. In fact, they're landing in like neutral territory. This is in Iraq's airspace. They're seeing fighter jets flying by. Just by eyeball, I saw this already. Just by eyeballing this, but where is it? Oh, there it is. Wow, that's really high. No. I think those are rockets. They're saying that those are fighters. There's another video where you can actually see a fighter jet. It looks like a Raptor. It looks like an F-22 Raptor. Explosions heard over Jerusalem. Emergency sirens sound in Bahrain, home of U.S. fleet after strikes in Iran. So Bahrain. Let's see what they're saying over on Fox. Fox reports on list of some of the early targets that have been attacked inside Iran. There have been attacks in the Iranian parliament. Wow. The National Supreme Council, the Ministry of Intelligence. Wow, that's like them bombing our CIA. The Iran Atomic Energy Agency. Also cyber attacks on news agencies.
Jennifer.
John, I've just received a list of some of the early targets that have been attacked inside Iran. Let me read to you from that. There have been attacks on the Iranian parliament, the National Supreme Council, the Ministry of Intelligence, the Iranian Atomic Energy Agency, and also cyber attacks on news agencies such as IRNA. So this is very significant.
Wow. Yeah, so again, like I just said, our missiles don't miss much. So I would be willing to bet there's not a lot of civilian casualties. Not compared to the way some other countries do these things, right? So again, this is like for the longest time, I backed Trump because he's an anti-war president. But the way he handled Venezuela, we can get this over with in less than a year. Venezuela he dealt with in 3 hours, and the way he does it minimizes casualties. It's obviously not something that it's something the military industrial complex doesn't like because they love long drawn out endless wars. But tough shit, they're gonna have to just invest in something else because we're not backing these 20-year wars anymore. Here's a U.S. Navy Tomahawk cruise missile flying over Tehran. I wonder how they know it's a Tomahawk specifically, Anyways. Yeah, now you know why he didn't sell Ukraine the Tomahawks, because we need them. Right? This is the explosion in Bahrain that they're talking about. Let's see. Just want to look this up real quick. Where is this at? Damn, that's far. That's not even close. Bahrain, guys. Look at this. Bahrain is right here. This island. And then Iran is way over here. And Israel's way over here. But somehow a bomb landed here. Qatar too. Qatar's also been hit, by the way. I don't know where those are coming from. You guys you guys already kind of have an idea of where. Let's see. We'll catch that in a bit. So this is the one in Bahrain. This isn't even in the line of sight. Not line of sight, but you know what I mean. On the path of where the missiles should be. So we know who's doing those. The ones that are specifically hitting neutral targets, I'm almost certain it's coming. It's definitely not from us. How could we miss like that? Reports of massive explosions in Bahrain.
Missile threat warning. Carbon shelter immediately. Shelter in place. Missile threat warning. Carbon shelter immediately. Shelter in place.
This is in English. Isn't that interesting?
Missile threat warning. Carbon shelter immediately. Shelter in place. Missile threat warning. Carbon shelter immediately. Shelter in place.
This is, let's just say this is your first warning. Something shelter in place. Let's see. UAE says it has partially and temporarily closed airspace. Qatar's intercepted 2 Iranian missiles over Qatar. That's according to CNN though, okay? And that's reposted by Insider Paper. They're saying it's an Iranian missile. Let's see. Iran cuts off internet. Loud bang heard in Abu Dhabi. The UAE. Where the hell's that at? There it is. So we had Bahrain, Qatar, and Abu Dhabi all ate shit. Meanwhile, Iran is up here. Israel's up here, but missiles landing here. Here, and here. So, you guys already know what's going on. Let's see. That's Medvedev's comment. Oh, U.S. base in Bahrain hit in missile attack. I find that interesting because we have pulled our troops out of military bases that are not under our control. That was like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, and it was to protect our allies. We don't want our troops in the military base of Qatar, because then that makes it a target for Iran. So we pulled out like a week ago, at least a week ago, I think 2 weeks ago. So unless they're still there and they're being attacked, or they're attacking them anyways, or someone else is attacking them and pretending it's Iran. We don't know, right? Russia urges citizens to quit Iran because of U.S. Israeli aggression. You're telling them now, like China told their people to leave yesterday. Oh, if you guys are behind, huh? Anyways, Bahrain says service center of U.S. 5th Fleet subjected to missile attack. Oh, okay, so they attacked the U.S. base in Bahrain. But again, it wouldn't be the first time a specific country attacked us and tried to blame it on someone else, right? If that's what happened. You see, Iran attacked American bases in the region. All U.S. bases and interests in the region were targeted by Iranian missiles. I mean, look, now you're getting all those other countries involved. That doesn't seem like a great idea. But again, this is how communists are. You know, they'll rather burn the world down before they relinquish power. Let's see. Iranian missiles intercepted in Qatar using Patriot system. Explosions heard in multiple Middle East nations, including Bahrain, Kuwait, UAE. U.S. and Israel attacked a range of military and defense targets, as well as civilian infrastructures across various cities in our country. That is according to the Iranian Foreign Ministry. Again, our missiles generally don't miss. And according to the Fox report, we got a lot of their government infrastructure, their Pentagon, their Parliament, their presidential headquarters. By the way, there's ramblings that Khomeini's dead, but I don't know about that. Those are very, you know what I mean? Oh, this is the U.S. military base being hit in Bahrain. Well, let's see. Israeli military spokesperson issues evacuation warning for all residents near military installations in Iran. Israeli military spokesperson is telling the people in Iran to evacuate areas where there's military. I mean, this is at 4:36 a.m. Eastern. So you told them to evacuate after you fired a bunch of missiles, or what? That's I mean, I guess you don't want to give up your secret, right? U.S. showed according to Medvedev, he says U.S. showed true face with Iran strikes. Yeah, I mean, if you're a country who has your Congress chants death to America, that's a problem for us. It's a very big problem for us. You don't see us saying that death to Iran. No, we just don't like the Islamic regime. The people can say, the people are cool. The Persians are great. U.S. officials see Iranian strikes extending for days, possibly weeks. That's according to the New York Times. Several U.S. bases in Kuwait, UAE, Qatar, and Bahrain are under attack. Loud explosions are heard in Riyadh. That's Saudi Arabia. They're not exactly our allies. These are the guys. Saudi Arabia just signed a defense deal with Somalia, the south side of Somalia, which is where all the terrorists are at. They signed a defense deal with them. Meanwhile, North Somalia, Somaliland, they're getting chummy with Israel, and they've actually offered the United States access to their minerals and military bases. Yeah, they're looking for support now, and they can't rely on Israel. Israel's a little busy in the north, right? We saw that one. Loud bang heard near Dubai's Marina neighborhood. Trump says his main concern is freedom. Yeah, for the people. It'd be nice if the women could go to school again. Israeli officials say the IDF had conducted strikes against the Iranian senior commanders and political leaders, including Khamenei and President Peshawar Ding Dong. The UAE says intercepted Iranian missiles. UAE reserves right to respond to Iran's missile attack. Wow. So see, and this is why it's it's slightly confusing to me. We removed our military bases from our neutral allies, so that Iran wouldn't attack them. Iran attacks them anyways, and now these guys are all involved. Now UAE's involved. Now Qatar's involved. Now Bahrain's involved. So it's like if Iran legitimately attacked all these countries, they brought a lot of heat on themselves. But we don't know where those missiles came from, right? Let's see. We hope to call up. Israeli military says they're going to be calling up 70,000 reservists in the coming days. Let's see. One person in Abu Dhabi is off. We actually have a video, not up close graphic video, but a video of the missile that dropped on the UAE. It's somewhere up there. Explosions in Saudi Arabia, UAE, Kuwait, Bahrain, and Qatar. Several senior Revolutionary Guards commanders and political officials killed in U.S.-Israeli strikes. Iranian. That is according to a source from Iran. Let's see. Trump is expected to address the nation Saturday morning. I think that was the video we're talking about. Thank you, Christine Miller, for the reminder. Hello, Missy Stevens. Good to see you. I think we celebrated your birthday yesterday. Yes, we did. Missy Stevens. Yes, we celebrated your birthday yesterday, by the way, dear. Thank you for being here. You are a doll. I keep mixing up you and Debbie Lands because you both have your avatar. Both of you don't have pictures, and they're both orange. So I mix you two up. Debbie Lands is the big hugs lady, and Missy Stevens is Missy Stevens. Anyways. What is this? a wave of Iranian bots being filtered. This is according to the head of Twitter. Iranian bots. This graph represents the aggregated verification volume in comparison to the blocked ones. Oh, look at that. So these this red dotted line, those are all the blocked verifications. I'm not sure what that means. When they try to validate an account, is that what they're saying? That's what this person says. This assumes Twitter knows who all the bots and who are not. Just takes 5 minutes on Twitter to know it's full of bots. Yeah, Twitter is absolutely dead. If you guys, by the way, if you guys are not aware, my main account is banned on Twitter, because Twitter's not allowing leftists to mass report you and then get your account banned. So I'm banned from Twitter. So follow me on Getter if you like. I've been reinstated here. I'm also streaming there already. So like I'm live right there. Bam. So yeah, I'm banned on Twitter. So, and by the way, there's a new Twitter that started up. It's called Upscroll. Upscroll. It's basically something that's I don't know who made it, but they made it because apparently a lot of people have been banned from Twitter lately. It's not even just me. It's literally, they're finding any reason to ban like Trump supporters in general. Thank you very much, Side Guy, for the donation. Thank you, Side Guy. Anyways, back to this. They got a shelter in place in Kuwait, in Bahrain specifically. We saw that one. Saudi Arabia condemns Iranian aggression. Let's see. Well, give me 1 second. What is going on here? Hello, Jill. Good to see you there over on Twitter. Yes, Mark Cassidy says it's a dead internet theory. Yeah, the internet is so fake now that people don't want to participate anymore. It's almost like you know when anyways, let's just get back to this. A senior official says as of now there are no U.S. casualties. Reports of new explosions in Abu Dhabi, UAE. New explosions in Abu Dhabi. This was at 5:30 a.m. Eastern. So they're firing even more. I mean, how long you guys gonna run out of missiles so fast in Iran? Holy crap! You guys have been broke. How the hell are you affording all this? they must have stockpiled, right? You know, like for example, the you guys remember when Iran and Israel negotiated a ceasefire? I mean, like I keep saying, ceasefires is just time to reload, and that's what they did. Yeah. Let's see. This is according to Israeli official on Fox News. They told Fox that Iran's supreme leader and president were targeted, as well as those responsible for commanding the mass murder of Iranian protesters. Battle damage assessments will come out later. Yeah. You guys remember all the videos that Iran used to make claiming that they were going to be attacking, they were going to assassinate Donald Trump at a golf course while he's playing golf? Remember that? Yeah. They never did it, did they? They never did it. And here's a bizarre part. It's not like Biden was a complete ally and friend to Iran either, but Iran did not threaten to take out Biden. Because Biden played ball. Biden gave them plenty of money, right? Sorry I wasn't here. No worries. It's okay, Missy. Don't worry about it. I am, of course, going to keep your birthday on the calendar. You are a wonderful, wonderful viewer who's been here forever. I hope you buy membership someday. Thank you. It's only $3 a month. Iran Supreme... Okay, we already got that one. Explosions heard near U.S. consulate in Iraq's Erbil. By the way, if you guys rewind to the very beginning of this, I played Donald Trump's address to the nation. It's 8 minutes long. Let's see. All U.S. bases, this is according to Reuters, all U.S. bases and interests throughout the region are considered legitimate targets for the Iranian army. So I'm guessing that's the statement they made. We got explosions in Tel Aviv. That's in southern Israel. Israel, I think. Let me double check that. Sort of southern. It's. Oh no, it's north of Jerusalem. Jesus, I gotta figure out my geometry. Geometry. Let's see. Israeli strikes hit schools in southern Iran and took out 5 students. That's according to AFP. I don't know what AFP is. But then they always allege that, right? Satellite imagery shows a black plume of smoke and extensive damage at the secure compound of Ayatollah. And that's according to New York Times. So this is smoke and extensive damage at the Ayatollah Khamenei's compound. Russia asked its citizens to leave Israel. That was yesterday. That's not new. Oh no, that was China was yesterday. Here's a Iranian missile impacting Kuwait. Here we go.
الدائرة السابع الملك فهد مضروب الشارع. ها؟ شوف الملك فهد. الشارع مضروب.
Let's see. Amber says my headline is crazy. He's alleging that Israel attacked Iran. USA and Israel attacked Iran in between the negotiation. There was a deadline, and that deadline has come and gone. And Iran had already met with the US 3 times, and in all 3 meetings, they refused to say that they will not build a nuclear weapon. Now, we knew this was going to happen. You know, they don't take us seriously. We gave them 90 days to make a nuclear deal. They didn't make a deal. They let the timeline come and go. They think that Trump was just like Biden. And then guess what happened? We flew some B-2 Spirits. We took out the nuclear facilities. We took out three of many, by the way. They've got dozens of them. And that's why we're continuing to ask them to shut down, dismantle their nuclear facilities. Thank you very much, Hatros, for the donation. Thank you very much. Anyways, let's see. All caps will get you wiped, by the way, Ember. So you're gone. Go make a new account. See you later. Let's see. Patriot missile defense system in Kuwait firing an interceptor to shoot down incoming Iranian missile. There you go. He didn't film the impact, but it hit right there. Bam. That's insane, man. Thank you very much, Hatros. Hi, Missy. Norway says Israeli strikes on Iran breach international law. Again, Norway, the country whose crown princess was on email with Jeffrey Epstein bragging and being giddy about sterilizing the world. Yeah, that's Norway for you. Yeah. It's crazy how like the smartest countries in the West are all like the most evil ones, you know? Meanwhile, the United States, we're like on par with Russia. We're like ranked 24th. We're not up there at all, but we're the only ones with a shred of ethics. It's crazy when you think about that for a second, right? All the highly educated countries are doing the worst things. Crazy, including China, by the way. China's top 10. Satellite image of Ayatollah. Oh, look at that. That's his compound. Holy crap. That's a lot of damage. I mean, that's like, look at that. See this little dot? That's a car. That little white square right there is a vehicle. This is like a whole city block here. Like, look at the trees. Look at the size of these trees versus the size of the damage. Wow. Okay, so, and by the way, this satellite image is is why people think Khamenei's dead. And Trump is telling the citizens to take over the country. But obviously they're not done. They still have to destroy the weapons cache of the IRGC. Which these strikes might have done exactly that, by the way. We still don't have any reports of it yet. Russia says U.S. Israel want to destroy Iranian government as it refused to follow their diktats. What's that? Diktats? D-I-K-T-A-T-S. That's not a joke. I'm pronouncing that properly. Anyways, this is from Dubai. Due to multiple regional airspace closures, Emirates has temporarily suspended operations to and from Dubai. Emirates is an airline. New blasts heard in Riyadh, Doha, and Abu Dhabi. Again, 3 pretty neutral territories. Italy says significant damage to runway at Kuwait base hosting Italian troops. So Italy's also got troops out in Kuwait, and there's significant damage to the runway. That's intentional, by the way. That is no different from when you remember when Russia first invaded. When Russia first invaded Ukraine, the first thing they did was attack. They bombed all the runways of all the airports, and this is so that they couldn't ship in reinforcements, ammunition, supplies, things like that. And then the second thing they did was the rails. They destroyed the railroads so that they couldn't get supplies from the west end of Ukraine to the east end. And then they went after the seaports so that they couldn't bring anything in by boat. So very strategic. You go after the infrastructure first. They did everything except the energy, by the way. They left energy and water alone for quite some time. Until well, I should take that back. They left energy and water alone in the Donbass region because they knew that they were going to take it, and the people there they're Russians, right? And then the rest of Ukraine, yeah, they destroyed the water and power, including, by the way, attacking Chernobyl. Anyways, Bahrain says it's evacuating an entire neighborhood in Manama. Oh, what is this? Iran-aligned Iraqi group. So there's a group in Iraq that's aligned with Iran called Khatib Hezbollah. Says it will soon attack U.S. bases. Okay. Well, I'm sure they're expecting that. Here's footage of the Israeli forces targeting Iran's ballistic missile launchers. Okay. Yeah, very smart. Oh. Hey, how about some pictures of that school you talked about, Iran? How about pictures of that school you allege we bombed? And let me ask you something. Why is it only one school? You figured if we're going after school, we'd be going after all of them, right? Anyways, Qatar says it intercepted a third wave of attacks that targeted several areas in their country. Okay, we just saw that one, IDF. So IDF posted this video. Thank you very much, Tanya Flynn, for gifting a membership. Awesome. Congratulations to Joe Ed for receiving the gifted memberships. Hope you renew them in a month when they expire. It's only $3 a month. That's 10 cents a show, and it helps keep the channel alive. Thank you. That's in Afghanistan. Yeah, Pakistan, Afghanistan are going at it. We talked about that yesterday. Strike on southern Iran took out 40. This is according to the state media in Iran. They're alleging a school got taken out and 40 were killed. I got a question for you. If this is what you're alleging, why are they in class at 2 a.m? You know what I mean? And why are they in class on a Saturday? That's funny. That's funny, isn't it? Sounds like you guys got to work on that lying. I got the time zones mixed up. I'm like, it's 2 a.m. and I'm like, oh wait, it's 2 a.m. here. Over there is probably in the afternoon, but it's a Saturday. Why are they in class on a Saturday? You guys go to class 7 days a week or what? I thought you guys pray all day, every day. Anyways, Israeli army says targeted several. By the way, you guys, if you have plans to go to any like crowded places, just stay home for now until this all blows over. Just stay in. Just avoid anywhere crowded, okay? Because like I said before, Biden let in a lot of Iranian terrorist cells. You can expect lots of terrorist attacks in America in the coming months, okay? More like the coming week, because they're going to retaliate very quickly. They have pissed off. Iran has pissed off so many countries right now. Clearly, if you look at the announcements from from Bahrain, from the UAE, from Kuwait, if you look at their announcements, they clearly are under the impression that those are Iranian missiles, and the fact that they started beef with all these neutral countries now, it's like they don't seem to have much time left, and so they're going to activate all their cells in America ASAP. Hello, Daisy. Good morning, dear. This is the missile that was intercepted Iranian missile falling into Doha. This is what I was talking about. This one casualty from this one civilian casualty in Qatar, and it's from an intercepted missile. Look at this.
Side पे हो जाओ, side पे भागो। Oh my god.
Yeah, that sucks, dude. So far of all the videos circulating the internet of civilian casualties, I don't see anything from our end. I don't see any what is that? Oh, it's the same one. Yeah, they're saying that there's civilian casualties caused by America. We hit a school on a Saturday and 40 are dead. And I'm like, what? You guys have class Saturdays? Saturday schools? You mean the bad students? It looks like we did you a favor. Oman's foreign minister, who's been mediating between the U.S. Yeah, so when Iran and the U.S. met in Geneva this past week, Oman's foreign minister was there. They're urging U.S. to not get sucked in further. This is not your war. It is when you steal our elections and put in a president to give you a bunch of money. Now it is our war. You understand that? We 5 years ago we could not care less about Somalia, and now they're all we care about because they've been stealing all our money. We set aside all this money for healthcare, for childcare, daycare, and they just steal all of it. And the parents in America can't even find a job because they have no time because they have to take care of their own kids day and night. Now we care. Now it's our problem. Now this side of the world becomes our problem. You see how that works? Anyways, at least 3 big blasts heard over Dubai area. Trump has turned what is this? Saeed Araguchi says Trump has turned America first into Israel first. Yeah, Marjorie Taylor Greene already said that, and she's not America first. Marjorie Taylor Greene wants Donald Trump to be Speaker of the House is what she wants. She's like, why are you dealing with other countries? And that's what the president does. That's like telling the CEO of an organization, why are you negotiating with other countries? Why are you contacting other countries to buy materials from? Why are you making deals with the government? What do you expect the CEO to do? Get into the factory and make widgets with the people making minimum wage? That's not what the CEO does. The CEO deals with external affairs. Okay? And that's what the president is. The president deals with external affairs, things outside of America. Otherwise, you don't need a president. You have a Speaker of the House. Done deal. She's so stupid. And she runs a multi-million-dollar construction company, by the way. She's CEO. She's CEO, and she has the nerve to criticize the CEO of America about negotiating with external, with entities outside of America. Meanwhile, she does that all the time for her company. Let's see. Mary Ferry, 69. Yeah, that's the totally real name. I thought this was a serious channel. You know what MTG means. No, MTG is a fake. The only reason why she's shitting on Trump is because he did not endorse her to run as a senator because she was polling at 20%. You don't endorse losers. Okay, it makes you look bad. Okay? Okay? Dumb bitch Mary Ferry. Dumb bitch propagandist for MTG. MTG spending all the money she makes from taking bribes and all the money from her construction company. She's now paying an army of people to support her on the internet. Like, no one's buying it. Marjorie Taylor Greene partnered with Gloria Allred to prance around 10 of Epstein's victims to blame Trump for their files not being released, to blame Trump for them not getting as much attention as Virginia Giuffre, to blame Trump for them not getting any money out of the lawsuits from Prince Andrew. All they had to do is file a lawsuit. Why didn't they do it? Oh, because they're not actually victims. They're actually employees of Epstein. These girls were going around coercing other girls to jack politicians off on camera for money. Yeah. So, yeah, stupid Mary Fairy 69. Yeah, that's a very legitimate handle there. Totally believe who you are. Oh, that's definitely a real person. Yeah. Anyways. Yes, yeah, exactly. MTD turned against mass deportations because her company employs nothing but illegals. Give me a second. It just top loaded me. I gotta figure it out now. I thought this is a serious channel. It is a serious channel. We're weeding out all the fake Republicans. We're no longer supporting. By the way, for the record, I was a libertarian. I was a libertarian until Thomas Massie partnered with Gloria Allred to prance around Epstein showgirls to shit on Trump. I was a libertarian until Rand Paul sponsored a bill and brought it to the floor that would have blocked Trump's tariffs. I was a libertarian until those two moments right there. Now I'm a neocon Republican. Okay, why? Because we have a president that is finally conducting warfare in the most humane way possible, minimizing casualties while being the most effective. He started and ended the Venezuelan war in 3 hours. What better can you ask for? How else are we going to stop the ballot harvesting, Code Pink funding for Code Pink? Huh? How are we going to stop all that? What are we going to do? Oh, we're gonna close our borders and by the way, do you think Congress will ever overturn Citizens United? They won't. They're making way too much money on Citizens United, which is basically a bill that legalized foreign propaganda in America. Good Lord, what a dumb group of people. They still oh, he's talking with other countries. That's bad. Yeah, let's put ourselves in a bubble the way China did. Yeah. And then we can go back to the Stone Age like they did 50 years ago. You guys know that's why China was unable to modernize for many centuries, because they bubbled up. They built a little Great Wall. They wouldn't deal with foreign countries, and then along comes Nixon, and then all of a sudden, oh yeah, we're doing business with them. They're being better. Unfortunately, they're doing shady things with that money, so now we got to undo that. Anyways. Let's see. Dubai airport suspends flights. Trump is not expected to address nation on Saturday. This is... hold on. So, Disclosed TV says that Axios says Trump is expected to address the nation on Saturday. Insider Paper says that Trump is not. They're quoting Axios. He technically did, right? We got the 8-minute video. By the way, if you want to rewind and watch that it's on the stream. I started the stream with that video. Iran's attack drone hits U.S. Navy headquarters in Bahrain. We saw that. Oh, no, we didn't. There's a new one. So that's apparently, that building was apparently U.S. Navy headquarters in Bahrain. U.S. officials tells me that the war began with simultaneous U.S. and Israeli strikes with initial Israeli targets focused on leadership. This is according to PBS. I thought these guys were out of business. U.S. U.S. officials tell me. Hold on. This is someone at PBS. He says, U.S. You're supposed to put a quote on the whole thing, by the way, not just the part that you want to highlight. If this is a quote, this is a quote. U.S. officials tell me. Are you telling me that PBS is the same company as Insider Paper and they're the ones publishing this? You see how this is how you know they're foreign propaganda, by the way. Their English blows ass. Anyways, they're citing PBS. They're saying U.S. officials tell me that the war began with simultaneous U.S. and Israeli strikes. That's believable since Trump announced it, with initial Israeli targets focused on leadership and the U.S. focused on military infrastructure. That's interesting. That's odd because that's backwards from what we've been seeing. Remember, we had the video released by IDF says that they were the ones who attacked the missile defense systems, and Fox says that we struck the government, the CIA, and the parliament, the president, Congress, and parliament. Let's see this one. Oh, it says here this is just the start. UAE confirms a Pakistani national was taken out. Oh, so someone from Pakistan was the civilian that was taken out in Abu Dhabi. You know, the one that fell? Remember when people were running? That one. So the one casualty in that one was a Pakistani. So now you got Pakistan involved. Give me a second. UAE confirms a Pakistani national. Brazil condemns the strikes on Iran. Yeah, of course you do. Lula. Of course communist Lula does. He's on China's side, right? Bahrain schools are switching to distance learning. That's, I'm assuming, beginning Monday. The U.S. This is the U.S.-Israeli strike on Iran, followed by Iran's retaliation. That's funny. They're calling it Iran's retaliation. Anyways, prompted a phone call between Saudi Arabia and Emirati leaders. More explosions heard in Abu Dhabi. What is this? New Iranian missile hit Bahrain. This is that additional one that they're talking about. Here we go. Let's see. Iranian Defense Minister Amir Shakalaka Ding Dong and Revolutionary Guards commander are killed. So Commander Mohammed Pakpour no longer with us, and their Defense Minister Amir Nasirade. China's calling for an immediate halt. Of course, because you're freaking scared right now. Because you done pissed off the whole world. You know, we tried to regime change Iran. You know, the country that stole our election and gave it to Biden so that they can send them a bunch of money. Remember the $6 billion Biden gave them so that they can go and kidnap a bunch of party goers at the music festival. Yeah, that one. Yeah. Yeah, we tried to regime change them through poverty and a lack of water. You know, we purchased a drought from the people who control the weather, but you kept buying their oil. You kept sending them supplies. Remember there's train tracks going there from back and forth from China, and we saw the supplies going back and forth, and you kept propping them up. You know, so. You know, suddenly tariffs and sanctions became ineffective against Iran. In fact, you went on the internet and laughed at us for it. You said, ha ha, your sanctions do nothing to us. Ha 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 ha. Well, how about our bombs? Are they doing anything to you guys? Are you worried? It seems like you are, because you're calling for an immediate halt. Hey, Pandaland? One of the three legs is getting chopped off, guys. After this year, it's just going to be China and Russia. And China seems to be quite friendly with us. But Russia... Hey, I'll tell you this, Russia, you better hope Newsom doesn't win. Newsom will wreck you because the military-industrial complex loves it. Okay? But Newsom will be friendly to China, though. Anyways. U.S. urges citizens in Lebanon to leave while commercial options available. This is it right here. Look at this. Israeli TV reports citing unnamed Israeli sources. So an unnamed Israeli sources says that there's growing indications that Khamenei was killed. We saw his compound. It didn't look good. Yeah. It did not look good. I agree. Everyone, Josie says everyone hates Newsom. I agree. The problem is a lot of women vote for the guy with the better haircut. I'm not kidding. That's the thing. Yeah. Yeah. Iranian Foreign Ministry told NBC, we may have lost a few commanders, but that's not such a big problem. Wow. They're still you guys are still flexing, huh? Still talking tough. Iranian Foreign Minister just told NBC, we may have lost a few commanders. Oh, I already read that one. Iranian Foreign Minister tells NBC both the Supreme Leader and President are alive. So, what are they sleep? They're sleeping in a bunker now? Saudi confirms Iranian strikes targeted Riyadh and eastern region. That is some AFP. So Saudi, remember, because earlier we talked about a phone call between the Emirate leaders. We're talking about Saudi Arabia, and I think that's the UAE. So the Saudi Arabia is confirming that Iran targeted Riyadh. Saudi Arabia says they reserve the right to a response to Iranian attacks. Isn't this the one of the countries that told us don't attack Iran, give them a chance? And I was like, a chance to what? Kill the rest of the protesters? Freaking silly. Thank you very much, Sai Guy. Thank you, buddy. Sai Guy says, please become a member and or donate and hit the like button. Thank you very much, Sai Guy, for the reminder. Yeah, guys, it's only $3 a month. That's 10 cents a show. Less than that when I do two shows a day like today, right? So thank you. Saudi Arabia reserves the right to respond. I already said that one. Let's see. This is out of Sky News. Sky News says Israel's opposition leader Yair Lapid says if everybody messes with us, this is the price it's going to pay. The Israeli, hey guy, not everyone's messing with you. In fact, this one country's messing with everyone else. Iran just made like 5 new enemies today. Holy shit. Did they not get the memo that we took our U.S. troops out of those bases and they attacked them anyways? Good Lord. Anyways, he says Israeli army is strong. We've got the strongest military power in the world. Just stop victimizing yourselves. You guys are victims of everything. Good Lord. Anyways, NYPD says it is closely monitoring events in Iran. What? NYPD? Oh, that's right. That's right. So if you guys don't know about New York has lots of Israelis and lots of Palestinians. Okay. And when things like this happen, they go to war in the streets. I'm not kidding. When you guys remember, okay, so after October 7th, right? Israeli then attacked Gaza like crazy and just literally destroyed the entire Gaza Strip. Eventually destroyed all of it. When that happened, when they were hitting all of Gaza, the Palestinians were literally, even in Los Angeles, out in Beverly Hills, the Palestinians are walking around and asking, "Are you Jewish? Are you Jewish?" And if they said yes, they go and beat them up. Yeah, pretty terrible, dude. Anyways, NYPD says it is closely monitoring events in Iran and the Middle East and coordinating with our federal and international partners, as is our protocol, and out of an abundance of caution, we will be enhancing patrols to sensitive locations throughout the city, including diplomatic, cultural, religious, and other relevant sites. This means they'll be protecting the mosques, not the synagogues. They don't do that in New York. They don't care about them. But again, the liberal Jews voted for this, right? Bad choice. Iran's defense minister, okay, I already read that one. The defense minister and a commander's been killed. Iran's foreign minister tells NBC News Iran is ready for a de-escalation if war stops. Oh, so you're already calling for a hey, whoa, hey. Aren't you the one that fired missiles at 5 different countries right now? And you're like, hey, de-escalate. We're out of ammo. Fucking idiots. You guys are dumb. You're like the guys that like you'll go and start a fight. You'll cheap shot them once, and then you'll be like, all right. Oh, great, Indy. We celebrated your birthday the other day. Happy birthday, by the way. Happy birthday, great, Indy. Yeah, we celebrated your birthday. What day was it? Give me 1 second. We celebrated your birthday on Thursday. And then yesterday we celebrated Missy Stevens's. So we had 2 birthdays in the past few days. Congratulations on making it around the sun one more time. Let's see. Iran's foreign minister tells NBC, okay, they're ready for de-escalation. Yeah, that's a laugh. You literally just escalated like 12 hours, like 3 hours ago. And now you're like, all right, guys, we're cool. We cool. Anyways. Several explosions heard in southern Iran. All Iran high-ranking officials alive. That's according to the foreign minister. So you're saying the commander and the defense minister are not high-ranking because they're dead. Anyways, yeah. See, Saeed, this Islamic guy here is saying that Trump is now went from America first to Israel first. And I'm like, no, I believe Iran hates us too. You know, I believe Iran was behind a lot of the 2020 election fraud, the one that almost destroyed our country. You know, a loud explosion heard in Dubai, UAE. Look at this.
Massive.
That's far away. No sound there. What does Keir Starmer have to say? What does a country with no army have to say? It says our forces are active and British planes are in the sky today as part of a coordinated regional defensive operation to protect our people, our interests, and our allies. Defensive? Defending who? Iran? Iran or Israel? Which side are you talking about here? It's hard to tell with you guys these days, right? Yeah. Anyways. Okay, we got more. Iranian authorities sent text messages urging residents to leave Tehran, the city center. Explosions heard and fire and smoke rising from a hotel in Dubai. Oh my God. That is a lot of civilians there. According to Iranian state TV, oh, that's a big one. According to Iranian state TV, Iran has just launched a new wave of missile attacks. So we should see crypto dumping some more. Yep, there we go. Just as expected. Just as expected. Every time it escalates, crypto dumps more. That's the problem with it being 24 hours. You could dump any time of the day. Multiple Tomahawk missiles headed towards Iran. Ooh, look at that. There's another one. There's 3. Look at that, 4. Wow. Yeah, these things don't miss. So, wherever they're headed, drone strikes Kuwait airport. You know what this probably is they just announced that they're going to be launching more missiles, right? And then they launch more missiles, and then when they launch those missiles, then it gives off their locations, right? So then now we know where to send more Tomahawks, and then these guys come in. Yeah, I heard my neighbors leaving home a little earlier than usual today. I was up like at 6. I got woken up by cars starting, doors closing, things like that. There's a military town, by the way, and that's why I was like, oh shit, they must have gotten called in. Drone strikes Kuwait airport, causing light injuries. Iranian guards launched a new wave of missile attacks. That's the one I just read earlier. Anywho, let's go look at more stuff. Give me 1 second. Let's do this. Let me play Trump's speech from earlier that he did addressing us on this. I need to do something real quick. Okay, so here we go.
A short time ago, the United States military began major combat operations in Iran. Our objective is to defend the American people by eliminating imminent threats from the Iranian regime, a vicious group of very hard, terrible people. Its menacing activities directly endanger the United States, our troops, our bases overseas, and our allies throughout the world. For 47 years, the Iranian regime has chanted death to America and waged an unending campaign of bloodshed and mass murder, targeting the United States, our troops, and the innocent people in many, many countries. Among the regime's very first acts was to back a violent takeover of the U.S. Embassy in Tehran, holding dozens of American hostages for 444 days. In 1983, Iran's proxies carried out the Marine barracks bombing in Beirut that killed 241 American military personnel. In 2000, they knew and were probably involved with the attack on the USS Cole. Many died. Iranian forces killed and maimed hundreds of American service members in Iraq. The regime's proxies have continued to launch countless attacks against American forces stationed in the Middle East in recent years, as well as U.S. naval and commercial vessels in international shipping lanes. It's been mass terror, and we're not going to put up with it any longer. From Lebanon to Yemen and Syria to Iraq, the regime has armed, trained, and funded terrorist militias that have soaked the earth with blood and guts. And it was Iran's proxy, Hamas, that launched the monstrous October 7th attacks on Israel, slaughtering more than 1,000 innocent people, including 46 Americans, while taking 12 of our citizens hostage. It was brutal, something like the world has never seen before. Iran is the world's #1 state sponsor of terror and just recently killed tens of thousands of its own citizens on the street as they protested. It has always been the policy of the United States, in particular, my administration, that this terrorist regime can never have a nuclear weapon. I'll say it again. They can never have a nuclear weapon. That is why in Operation Midnight Hammer last June, we obliterated the regime's nuclear program at Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan. After that attack, we warned them never to resume their malicious pursuit of nuclear weapons, and we sought repeatedly to make a deal. We tried. They wanted to do it. They didn't want to do it. Again, they wanted to do it. They didn't want to do it. They didn't know what was happening. They just wanted to practice evil. But Iran refused, just as it has for decades and decades. They've rejected every opportunity to renounce their nuclear ambitions, and we can't take it anymore. Instead, they attempted to rebuild their nuclear program and to continue developing long-range missiles that can now threaten our very good friends and allies in Europe, our troops stationed overseas, and could soon reach the American homeland. Just imagine how emboldened this regime would be if they ever had and actually were armed with nuclear weapons as a means to deliver their message. For these reasons, the United States military is undertaking a massive and ongoing operation to prevent this very wicked, radical dictatorship from threatening America and our core national security interests. We are going to destroy their missiles and raise their missile industry to the ground. It will be totally, again, obliterated. We're going to annihilate their Navy. We're going to ensure that the region's terrorist proxies can no longer destabilize the region or the world and attack our forces and no longer use their IEDs or roadside bombs, as they are sometimes called, to so gravely wound and kill thousands and thousands of people, including many Americans. And we will ensure that Iran does not obtain a nuclear weapon. It's a very simple message. They will never have a nuclear weapon. This regime will soon learn that no one should challenge the strength and might of the United States Armed Forces. I built and rebuilt our military in my first administration, and there is no military on earth even close to its power, strength, or sophistication. My administration has taken every possible step to minimize the risk to U.S. personnel in the region. Even so, and I do not make this statement lightly, the Iranian regime seeks to kill. The lives of courageous American heroes may be lost, and we may have casualties. That often happens in war. But we're doing this not for now. We're doing this for the future, and it is a noble mission. We pray for every service member as they selflessly risk their lives to ensure that Americans and our children will never be threatened by a nuclear-armed Iran. We ask God to protect all of our heroes in harm's way, and we trust that, with his help, the men and women of the armed forces will prevail. We have the greatest in the world, and they will prevail. To the members of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard, the armed forces, and all of the police, I say tonight that you must lay down your weapons and have complete immunity, or, in the alternative, face certain death. So, lay down your arms. You will be treated fairly with total immunity, or you will face certain death. Finally, to the great, proud people of Iran, I say tonight that the hour of your freedom is at hand. Stay sheltered. Don't leave your home. It's very dangerous outside. Bombs will be dropping everywhere. When we are finished, take over your government. It will be yours to take. This will be probably your only chance for generations. For many years, you have asked for America's help, but you never got it. No president was willing to do what I am willing to do tonight. Now you have a president who is giving you what you want. So let's see how you respond. America is backing you with overwhelming strength and devastating force. Now is the time to seize control of your destiny and to unleash the prosperous and glorious future that is close within your reach. This is the moment for action. Do not let it pass. May God bless the brave men and women of America's armed forces. May God bless the United States of America. May God bless you all. Thank you.
All right, we got more videos now of give me 1 second. We got more videos now of the second wave of rockets from Iran. 9 minutes ago, there's a post that says the Iranian TV says that they're launching a new wave of attacks. This one here hit a Kuwait International Airport. It was struck by an Iranian drone. Morning, Linda. Good to see you. Let's see. So we got that. Oh, this is the hotel we were talking about earlier. It's a different angle. Fairmont Hotel in Dubai. Look at that. What's the MEK? Troglodyte says, how much freedom will the people have under the MEK when they take over? I'm not sure what the MEK is, but I know that prior to this current Islamic regime, they used to be like a regular ass country. They used to, let's see, let's go look at Iran before Islamic takeover. Yep. This is footage from Iran before the Islamic people took over.
You probably won't believe this, but this was Iran. The same Iran we now associate with headscarves, morality police, and strict religious laws. It's the 1970s, Tehran. Women walked the streets without hijabs. They wore skirts, went to work, studied in universities. There were open beaches, movie theaters, nightclubs, Western fashion, and alcohol, all completely legal. Back then, Iran was one of the most Western-oriented countries in the Middle East. The Shah, Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, was modernizing the country, building schools, hospitals, highways. Foreign tourists tourists flew to Iran for vacation, and Iranian women were becoming ministers, doctors, even pilots before it was mainstream in much of Europe. Iranian women gained the right to vote in 1963, earlier than in some European countries. Iran had one of the best healthcare systems in the region. Tehran was booming. Skyscrapers, metro lines, modern highways, blending Persian tradition with modern design, shopping malls, Western brands, luxury boutiques. Iran had a vibrant film industry with local stars and Hollywood blockbusters in theaters. Iran was seen as a U.S. ally, often compared to Turkey or even Italy in terms of openness. But in 1979, everything changed.
Wow. That's crazy. 1979. I wasn't even born yet, but that's still like recent, you know? Life before Khomeini. See, there's so many. This is 15 minutes long. This is Iran back when it was Persia. Look at that. Yeah. Things change real quick in 50 years, huh? Do we have new notifications? We do. Oh, no, it's the same one. We saw that one already. Anyways. This is my mom in Iran before the radical Islamic takeover of our country. This is what women look like under the Shah. Yep, see? Iran in 1979 before the takeover. Look at that. Girls going to school. Look at that. Yeah. So this is what we want to turn it into. The problem is the people have to do it. You know? The people have to be the one to do it. Let's see. It had green in it. Yeah. Yep. Hello, fallacy. Took it to see you. Yeah, thank you for being here. Yeah, we covered. You can rewind to the beginning to watch Trump's speech addressing all this. Let's see. Iran war. Oops. Way. Let's see. That's an old video. No, we don't care about that guy. We already know what he's gonna say, okay? Let's see. The U.S. attack could start a regional war, says the Iran supreme leader. Okay, but here's the problem. You guys attacked all your neighbors, like 5 countries, and you're saying that we're starting a war. Holy shit. We're just trying to get rid of one regime in Iran in one country. One crooked regime in one crooked country. And they're like, oh, you started a war. I'm like, you stole our election and sent yourself money. Yeah. Texas Cast is what is happening is very needed. I'm old. I clearly remember 1979. Yeah. I have been, one of my main reasons for supporting Trump was that he was not a war president. He was different from everyone. Obama did war. Biden did war. George W. Bush did war. Clinton did war. George H.W. Bush did war. And Trump was against that. But he's doing it now, but he's doing it in the most humane way, in the fastest way possible. You know, he started and ended the Venezuelan war in 3 hours. And it was very minimal casualties. The only people who died were very useless anyways. They're Cubans. They're Cuban security guards. And that's it. You know? I think we were all weary about Venezuela. We were like, oh crap, is this going to be the new Afghanistan? Is it going to go on for 20 years? And it didn't. They're already back to slanging oil again. You know? So I was like, oh, okay, well, if that's how war is going to be done now, yeah, go ahead and do it. Do it everywhere. Do it in China too while you're at it. The CCP needs to be taken out. There's just they are the center. The CCP is the backbone of these guys right here. Iran is just a leg. Thank you very much, Russell, for the donation. Thank you. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, Russell, whoever you are. I'm not sure who's Russell, but you could say hello. Say, I'm Russell. Thank you, buddy. What is this? A missile struck a hotel in Palm Jumeirah in Dubai. So this is a Palms Hotel in Dubai. Oh, that's the one we saw earlier. That's the same hotel we saw earlier. See, I recognize it. Jeez. Right there. Well, I mean, that's just crazy. You guys are seriously just spitting missiles everywhere? Like, you didn't want to go after, I don't know, the military base where all the weapons are? You don't want to do that first? It sounds like it doesn't seem like you're being very effective here. You're literally taking out 0 soldiers. Perhaps future soldiers, but still, you're taking out 0 current soldiers. You know? Usually you invade someone, you go after their military first, because that's what they're going to be using to come after you. Anyways, there's a new post here. The UAE intercepted a 3rd wave of Iranian missiles. 3rd wave! With some debris falling on several areas of Abu Dhabi and Dubai. Wow. Is this for real? Or they're calling it a false flag? Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. I mean, didn't we just see announcements that they were doing this? Their Gulf News literally said it. We're going to be doing another wave right there. According to state TV, Iranian guards launched a new wave of missiles against U.S. bases in the Gulf. This is according to state TV. Yeah. Anyways. Let's go search up Iran war. Let's go to latest. These are people stranded in the Dubai airport because it's closed because of the rockets flying around. The audio's low on this one. Dr. Ope Bonawol says it is time Iran shapes up or get annihilated. Contrary to the fears of those who think the world will end as Israel and US launched a joint preemptive strike on Iran, I don't think the end result will be any global apocalypse. What I expect is this: Iran will chop Educon Iya, I don't know what that is. Ayatollah, is that Khomeini you're talking about? Who's this? Iran will chop Akalaka Ding Dong, whatever this is. Some key leaders will be killed or captured. The country will be forced to retreat, and then we'll see a ceasefire, like the Desert War with Iraq. This war will likely be wrapped up in 6 months, and no, China and Russia will not join the war. They won't. They failed Venezuela. Okay. Maduro had a chance to step down and put in a new leader that is going to be more compliant with the United States. He didn't do it because Cuba told them not to. They said, we'll protect you. So they sent a bunch of security guards to protect Maduro and his compound. China gave Venezuela a bunch of anti-air defense systems, basically to blow us out of the sky, and they all failed. Our discombobulator took them all out. Their missile systems didn't work. We lost 0 ships. We lost 0 men. We lost 0 aircrafts. And so it failed. And so China and Russia failed to defend Venezuela. They're going to fail to defend Iran if they decide to. But they'll wag their finger, right? Hey, you can't do that. I'm like, no. I'd rather turn Iran back to what it used to be in 1978. There is also a reason he also says there's also a reason very few Arab countries are openly supporting Iran. Well, hold on. I'm sorry, I missed this line. And no, China and Russia will not join the war despite all posturing. Everyone should calm down. There's also a reason very few Arab countries are openly supporting Iran. Many of them see Iran's leadership as a menace to the Middle East and a regime that brutalizes its own citizens without blinking. So let's be blunt, Iran's leaders must go. Iran or Iran itself will be devastated for years. Yeah, they're already being devastated. There's no water there. I mean, they're so broke they don't even have money to purchase rain. In a very humid part of the world, literally Dubai. If you don't know about Dubai, Dubai pays for weekly cloud seeding, just so that they'll have rain once a week. Yeah, they got that kind of money in productive countries that sell. Productive countries that produce GDP, and they can afford things. Unlike Iran, their people don't want to do anything because why would you living under a regime like this? It's the same reason why they're doing a movement called lying flat in China. Like new college grads are just like opting to do nothing. They work 3 months out of the year. They generate income for the rest. They generate enough money for like the whole year, and they just literally spend the rest of the year doing nothing. And that's what they choose to do. This guy says people can debate morals all they want, but geopolitics is still largely a might is right game. If the US and Israel decide to go full throttle, Iran will be pulverized, and all the rest of the world will do is shout. Yeah, here's the thing. Here's what I hear a lot of out of the Islamic the people who support Palestine. Okay, I constantly hear them saying, oh, Israel's attacking hospitals and schools. Well, you guys are driving trucks through Christmas parades, so you got no leg of ethics to stand on. You have no place telling us how to behave when you're driving trucks through Christmas parades. And I know you like to blame one person. Unfortunately, the rest of you are not. You're not condemning it. And some of you are even justifying it, which is enough for us to say, hey, you're not good either. And this is what I meant when I said, yeah, you both could lose. I could not care less. Yeah. Anyways, it says here, it has started. Now we watch how it ends. But my money is on Israel and the United States. Any day, let Iran come. Iran has been asking for this for years. Everybody knows that the day Iran gets a nuclear bomb is the day Israeli forces a real existential threats, because Iran won't just possess it, they'll likely test it on Israel directly. So no, the world cannot afford to allow Iran to become a nuclear power. I mean, think about that for a second, okay? Pakistan has had nukes all this time and not used it on India. Do you think Iran would be able to do the same thing? No. We were able to meet with Pakistan. We were able to do trade deals with them. We're investing in their oil infrastructure the way we're doing to Venezuela. They're going to be prosperous soon. They'll be cranking out tons of oil. Our ally Pakistan would be cranking out oil. They'll be productive. They'll become wealthy, and these are the benefits. And then they'll also be able to buy better military gear from us instead of from China. Anyways, they were warned, they were indulged, they were coddled. Obama tried the let's de-escalate approach. Billions were freed up to calm things down. Freed up, you mean give them? Obama gave them $150 billion. Yeah, Obama propped up the Iranian regime in exchange for please don't build nukes. And what did they do with that money? They built nukes with that money. It's so stupid. That was a dumber blank check than the one we gave Ukraine. And and it's the same people, right? Iran, Obama and Biden, same regime. Yeah. And it says here, and Iran allegedly used the breathing room to keep pushing the nuclear program anyways. Yeah, and with the money Obama gave them. So now it's time for this get physical. It's time for this to get physical. The Iranian regime must go, and it will. Trump and Netanyahu have been clear, regardless of what the UN says, they will not allow a nuclear Iran. And whatever else you think of Trump, or one thing is consistent, he does not bluff. If he says he will do something, he will attempt it, even if the whole world thinks he's insane. So here we are. Iran and its leaders will get what's coming to them, and it won't be pretty. We can debate the morality later. That's my position. Oh, he's the mayor of Fadeye. Who's this guy? Mayor of Fadeye. He's an attorney, digital business solution specialist, and tech founder. I don't know who this guy is, but he's a mayor of some city, I'm guessing in Africa.
Sergeant shelter immediately. Shelter in place. Missile threat warning. Using sergeant shelter immediately. Shelter in place.
Still bizarre that it's in English, huh? I guess for the tourists, since everyone speaks English. Smoke is rising from the city following Iran's attack in Dubai. Oh, that's that hotel. This is yet another view. Some tall ass buildings out here. Oh, this is a helicopter. No, it's not. That's got to be some tower they're in. See the slanted glass? I thought that was a window for a second. Slanted glass. It's got to be some view, some observatory tower they're on. Oh, these are AI generated. This is the old Iranian flag before it got knocked over by the Islamic regime. Yep. You know what I was thinking about last night? Bizarre, okay, that Pakistan is currently attacking Afghanistan, right? They're invading Afghanistan, right, to stop the Taliban regime. Meanwhile, the Taliban was hiding in Pakistan for the last 20 years while we were there, right? While we were occupying Afghanistan, during the era when like women got to go to school and work again, right? When we were in Afghanistan, the Taliban were hiding in Pakistan. As soon as Biden did that disastrous exit, the Taliban came right back in from Pakistan, So very bizarre there. But then again, we've had a regime change in Pakistan, right? What is this? Iran, Israel, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Riyadh, Bahrain, Kuwait, Iraq, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Balochistan are burning in war. Meanwhile, India's doing this. It's an old video. India's smart to stay out of all this. It's interesting. Modi was in Israel this past week. I believe Thursday or Friday. Modi met with Netanyahu, and I'm almost certain that Netanyahu just told him, "Hey, look, just stay off of Pakistan's back right now because they're taking care of the Taliban for us." And he's like, "Okay, Durka." What is this? Is this the new one? Oh, that's a big one. Oh, is this today? It says 1 hour ago. February 28th. This is in Haifa. Where's Haifa? Oops. Haifa is it's in Israel. Northern Israel. That's got to be this has to be coming in from Lebanon. Yeah. See, Beirut's right there. The border is right there. I think. Is that a road or I think that's a border right there. Yeah, Lebanon, Beirut. Well, so Haifa got hit, huh? Does that mean crypto's dumping some more? Let's see. It's stabilized where it's at. It's at Bitcoin 65,000 ish, something like that. It's where it's stabilizing. That's not too bad. That's what, like 5% from last night. It was down more earlier. It was down like 10% when I first woke up. I was like, what the hell happened? I'm telling you, like, if you guys, you can download the CoinMarketCap app and like set up a widget on your phone. And if you can click to check Bitcoin's price, and every time it takes a big dump, something happened. And that's why that's like my alarm for like what's going on outside of America. You can't watch Wall Street because Wall Street's only 6 hours a day, right? So Bitcoin's 24 hours. When something goes down, it crashes. And now it's just like, I went to go pee at 5. I looked at the phone, I'm like, what the heck? It dumped. Yeah. Oops. That's okay, I got new notifications. Iran closes all universities until further orders. You better close everything. I mean, I guess you couldn't close the markets, right? Polymath thinks this March is the month dedicated to the war god Mars. Are you referring to 322 Skull and Bones Day? Yeah, the season of sacrifice. If you guys are not aware of that, it happens to be 40 days long, from 322 March 22nd till the end of April. That's a season of sacrifice. That's when like real big things happen. Historically, that's when a lot of the catalyst for all these big things happen. So I'm interested to know what's going to be happening this year's sacrifice season, because every year, right? I wonder what happened last year. Did anything happen last year? It's not like something happens every year, by the way, but things happen. Things like, for example, like things like Columbine, the movie theater incident in Aurora. Those incidents like that happen during those 40 days, the season of sacrifice. It's a satanic sacrifice season. April 19th, Beltane. There's some event you're seeing called Beltane. What is this? Anything new? Iran closes all universities. We don't have anything new right now. Let's go look for Iran war. Nope, that's yesterday. Let's go to today's stuff. Let's see. That's the Dubai hotel on fire. Yeah, thanks for failing again, Twitter. Yeah. Evac. What is this? Direct attack. Okay, so they're saying allegedly at a school. They're saying 60 schoolgirls are. That number just randomly goes up. Now they're saying 60. They're saying 60 have been off, and they're alleging that this is a school in Iran. Is that what a school looks like in Iran? I can't tell. Yeah. Let's see. China calls for de-escalation. Of course you do. Of course you do. These are one of your legs. Let's see. What is this? Al Jazeera.
He will end forever. Funny hindsight.
Dang, 10-hour stream. Yeah, we ain't watching that shit. That's funny. They're saying President Trump declared war on Iran, something he has no power to do. Hey, I got news for you. No president has ever waited for congressional approval to declare a war since World War II. And it was almost as if like the Congress declaring war in World War II was more of a ceremonial declaration. It seems like that's all that was, because it was an act that they did on camera to like let the country know both parties are unified in this decision to go to war in Europe. In hindsight, we probably didn't need to be honest with you. Russia had it already handled. Anywho, we've seen all these, we've seen that. What is this? Prophecy unfolding as Iran, Israel, and USA escalate into full-scale war. Missiles flying over the Middle East. Chris Bledsoe, his chilling warning from the lady hits harder than ever. Glowing orbs will emerge from the oceans, intercept every nuke, and strike. End the conflict and spark humanity mass awakening to non-human intelligence. Oh, this is like an alien one. There's not going to be much of a war. They're already calling for a de-escalation. So I mean, it tells me they're out of ammo. They, after all, did just strike 5 countries, right? Yeah, you're going to be out of ammo if you're attacking all your neighbors at the same time. Probably not a very good plan there. Let's see. Let's see. Bitcoin dumped $2,500 in 45 minutes. Yep, that's what happens. It's recovered. It's about halfway recovered right now.
Entanglements.
Yeah. Iran has 12,000 launch sites ready to go. Yeah, well, we believe you. I mean, look at, you managed to attack 5 countries today, all at the same time. Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, it makes sense now why your people are starving and have no water, is because you spend all of it on rockets. Now, if you just got along with all your neighbors, like, you know, the UAE and Kuwait does, you know, it wouldn't be, you wouldn't have starvation, right? You wouldn't have poverty. Cool rockets, bro. You sure know how to attack civilians. Meow Meow says school Monday. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, how are there people in school on a freaking Saturday? You know? Oh, look at this school. People are killed. 60 girls. How about boys? How come there are no boys at that school? Why did you highlight that they're girls? More sympathy or what? On a Saturday, huh? You make your schools, you make your girls. So let me get something straight. You only allow girls to go to schools on Saturdays? Is that what's going on? Again, Israel and USA started an unprovoked war in Iran. It was plenty provoked. Plenty provoked. It was provoked by stealing our 2020 election and opening the floodgate to let in all the Latin American cartels into the country and destroying our country. They look at war like it's all missiles. Missiles is all war is. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. This guy says, a reminder for everyone, I hate war. I hate reading headlines of casualties of people dying. I just wish for the Islamic regime of Iran to fall. You were not crying about the death when Khomeini and his goons shot and killed tens of thousands of protesters in a couple of weeks. With this video of it, there's literally videos of them, like with rifles, like pow, 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 pow. Groups of protesters. They're all over the place. They're dead everywhere. You know, their people, the Iranian people are asking us for help. They're going around with stickers that look like street signs, and they're replacing street signs with President Donald Trump Street in their own country. It doesn't sound like the people in Iran it doesn't sound like the people in Iran hate us. Anyways. The Iran war began with moon void, of course. Moon void? You mean there's a new moon? That's a good idea. You attack when there's no moon to illuminate the land, right? What is this? Has an entire playlist of what's going to happen. I mean, it's not hard to predict what's going to happen. General Wesley Clark literally told us this the week after 9/11. Anyways. Welcome to the final war against Iran. What is this? This is posted yesterday, though. This is posted yesterday evening, 4:27 p.m. Which, again, would be very, very early morning for them here, right? Which does actually align. Hi, Joanne. Good to see you, dear. Hello, Becky. Yeah. There's that. Oh. By the way, if you're interested in picking up Bitcoin, today's probably a good day to do that. I can tell you, there was so you remember when Soleimani was killed, right? When Soleimani was killed and there was no significant retaliation after that, Bitcoin surged. Yeah. So unless this keeps going on, which I don't imagine that it will, they're asking for a de-escalation, and it's like, we don't need a reload. You do. You need a reload. You can ask for it if you want, but we don't need a reload. Let's see. Yeah, I don't have any new notifications. Oh, I got 3. Never mind. Here we go. Massive explosion after drone hits the hotel in Dubai. Oh, this is the up close one from the one we saw earlier. Yeah. No. This is a different one. This is different from the one we saw earlier. It's the same drone. It's the same type of drone. It looks like the Nighthawk. A black triangle. See? It's just a drone. It's not a stealth fighter. I don't think they would be crashing jets that expensive. So there's that. We saw this earlier. What is this one? This is from Kuwait. Kuwait says a drone attacked and hit Kuwait International Airport, results in multiple minor injuries and damages to the airport's Terminal 1. Oh. The spokesperson clarified that the competent authorities immediately began implementing the approved emergency procedures where the incident was handled and the site secured, and evaluation, treatment, and operational operation. Oh, this is translated. That's why it's jacked up. Yeah, it's translated by Grok. And Grok is not the best. It's good, but it's not the best. Anyways. President Xi of China ending his top gen. No, actually, Art, here's what's been happening in China. Yes, his top generals have been being ousted. He's not the one doing it. The ones that have been ousted were actually his allies in the military. Yeah. So in communism, right? You have to the president has to be very chummy with the generals in order to keep power, because they'll do a military coup. And by the way, that's the reason why Donald Trump left. That Maria, what's that name? Maria Rodriguez. Who's a lady who's running Venezuela right now? Not Machado. Rodriguez. She's the one running. She was actually the vice president when Maduro was in charge. Trump left her in charge because she's chummy with the military. If you put someone in there like Maria Machado, who's the opposition, and she's not chummy with the cartel, they'll do a coup and they'll just kill her. And then they'll put on whoever they want anyways. So by leaving Rodriguez in charge, you protect Maria Machado. And there's order still in Venezuela. And by the way, Donald Trump cited another incident in another country where the U.S. regime changed and the whole place just went to shit. Because they installed someone who's an opposition leader, and the military didn't like it. So that's what's actually going on in China. And by the way, that's a bad thing. And the reason why is because if the military in China is not in cahoots with the president, one, they'll either do a coup and put their own leader in. And unfortunately, Trump is friendly with Xi. We don't know about whoever they might put in charge, right? So if they do a coup on President Xi and get rid of him, they may put someone who's just hyper aggressive against the United States, wants to invade all our allies in the area. We're talking Japan. We're talking about Taiwan. We're talking about the Philippines, right? Or here's the other bad part. If President Xi has no sway over his own military, he's gonna have to get rid of him. And how do you get rid of them? You start a war and you have them all killed off. And that's not something that they haven't done in the past. In the past, they have started a war and conscripted and sent the monks out to die. Because again, communists don't like religion. They want to be the ones that people worship. They don't want you worshiping Buddha, Jesus, Muhammad, nothing. They don't want you worshiping any of those people. They don't want any higher power above them. And so that's why the Uyghurs are being enslaved. In the 90s, it was the Falun Gong practitioners, right? They believe in the spiritual energy and the chi and all that stuff. Those guys are all persecuted, not just because they were religious, but because they had to help these organs, meaning that you part them out, you get about $250,000 worth of organs. And that's why they have the most robust organ transplant industry out there. It came from all these before the Uyghurs. It's currently coming from the Uyghurs. Prior to that, it came from the Falun Gong. Prior to that, it was the monks. So yeah, so that's actually what's going on in China. They might actually start a war soon because the president is not very chummy with the military, so we'll see which direction they go. Whether, I have a feeling it's not going to be Taiwan. It'll probably be some other country. Hell, it might very well be South Korea. Yeah, South Korea has a government right now that's very chummy with the CCP. So you remember the previous president did a martial law to try to get rid of the corrupt politicians that were on the side of North Korea and China because they were getting money from them. And he's got life in prison now. His wife is, I think, still up for trial. And now South Korea has a puppet regime that's very friendly with the CCP in North Korea. Question is, what side is the South Korean army on? Are they with the government or are they not? Because if they're with the government, that means they're with the CCP, right? And if they're not, what do? You start a war. You have North Korea go into South Korea, get rid of all South Korea's patriot soldiers, and then put in a bunch of CCP puppet soldiers. And then the U.S. would just be out, essentially. We would leave. So I don't think we're going to be fighting that war there. but we'll definitely they'll definitely have Taiwan's back, right? Because Taiwan's government is still on our side. I don't know. It's a big mess out there. It's a whole lot of there have been a whole lot. There's a whole lot of regime unchanging now because of the regime changes that have happened over the past 20, 30 years. The CCP has gotten their hands on every government out there, including in Europe. I mean, just take a good look at Denmark. Denmark doesn't want to let go of Greenland because Greenland is very strategic for China and Russia, right? So there's a whole lot going there that we're gonna have to deal with. Give me a second. Let me fix this. Error in YouTube. Anywho, you guys, by the way, you guys might like our watch parties, our post-show watch parties. Oh, and by the way, I just got a strike on YouTube. So YouTube's giving out strikes again. And it was a BS strike, by the way. They literally gave me a strike for cyberbullying that Capitol Police officer. They gave me a strike for that. And so they're doing it again. They're basically repeating what they did from 2017 to 2020. They're going to get rid of all the Trump supporting channels, which subsequently will also be the Rubio supporting channels, all the JD Vance supporting channels. So they're gonna wipe us all out. So make sure you guys are make sure you guys look me up on Rumble. Okay, we're live right there right now, by the way. Rumble. We're live right now. So guys, if you're not on Rumble, please make an account. Give me a follow, because once they ban me on YouTube, I will not be coming back. There's no way to get your channel unbanned. I don't know people inside of YouTube. There have been people who've been getting unbanned on YouTube, but they know like the advocates inside of YouTube. Oh, and here's the bullshit part about that strike, Pedro. It was a video of Officer Carone, a cop, talking shit to Kara Castronova, a woman journalist, okay, calling her a bunch of derogatory things, swearing at her, and I was basically swearing at him, defending her and her honor as a female journalist. But YouTube calls me the cyberbully and gave me a strike for that. So we already know what it's about, okay? They're trying to silence people who are in opposition of the globalists, the party of Davos, anyone who's against the CCP regime, anyone who's against Neville Singham and Code Pink, anyone who's against all Antifa, anyone who's against BLM. They're going to start striking, and they're going to get rid of all of us probably by midterm. Okay, so make sure, guys, I know Rumble needs a lot of work. Okay, the app has not seen very many improvements over the last 5 years. They have shorts now. That's about it. Okay. They are striking down channels who are not complicit with what they want. So I got a strike last night. So they're resuming. You see, Jim Jordan investigates them and says, hey, you ban all these people, and that's bullshit. You know, you're literally asking to lose your Section 230 protections. And then what do? They're like, oh yeah, okay, we'll go ahead and unban anyone who requests to be unbanned. And then what happens? They're just going right back to banning everyone again. So, and the only reason why I'm still able to stream right now is because I went to their little community guideline school to remove my warning strike. Oh, X, I'm completely banned from X. Yeah. This is another account that so basically I'm not posting anything political on Twitter anymore. There's no point. There's no point. They shadow ban anyone who's political and not on their side of the aisle, which is basically anyone who's approved by Davos, Switzerland. Okay. Anything I was posting wasn't going anywhere anyways, which, by the way, that's why you should follow me on Getter. All my shorts, my political shorts that used to be on Twitter are now going to be on Getter. Okay. Yes, Grace Chong got me unbanned on Getter. I'm streaming there as well right now, by the way. I'm live there. See, this is my live stream on Getter right there. So I'm back on there. Yeah, no more politics on Twitter, because they're just banning. By the way, you guys know there's a new platform called Upscroll. There's a new platform called Upscroll. It's not on the web yet, so I can't show you. It's on mobile only, Apple and Android. And that's apparently Twitter has been banning a shit ton of people, and that's why they created Upscroll. It's a new Twitter that is going to be a lot more free speechy. I do have an account there. I have not begun posting yet though, so look me up. You know my handle, the NPC show. Actually, it might be NPC Frank. Let me double check it real quick. Upscrolled. Okay. Why did they add the ed at the end? That's so weird. Upscrolled. Yeah, if you could look me up on Upscrolled, it's basically the avatar is the same picture that I use on YouTube and Getter now. It's just my face with the NPC ring around me. My handle is the NPC show. THENPCSHOW. I'm gonna have to add that onto my website. By the way, if you go to my website at any time, you'll find all the places I'm at. Obviously, other than Twitter, I'm not there anymore. But yeah, you can find me, and I'm gonna have to replace. Well, this is gonna be replaced with Getter, and then I'm just gonna have. I'm just not gonna be promoting my Twitter account. So, I mean, I don't want my this Twitter account. This is my crypto account. I don't want it tied to politics anyways, so it doesn't go anywhere. Once you start posting political stuff, they shadow ban you. So only approved people get to be political on Twitter. Hatros says that Upscroll is a great app. Yeah, I heard a lot of people. From what I heard, it's the #1 growing app right now on Android, because apparently Twitter's been banning a shit ton of people because they desperately want to take back the midterms. They desperately want to take the House during the midterms so that they can stop all the stuff that Trump is doing. So Trump has got to wipe out Iran by midterms, by I would say January, by the end of the year, because as soon as January comes in, that's when the Democrat House takes control, right? So whatever Trump needs to do, he needs to do it before then. What is this? Oh, it's another one. Look at that. Oh no, we saw this one. We just saw this one. Here. This one.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we saw that one. So breaking the US urges commercial ships to avoid the Gulf after the US-Israel attack on Iran. More particularly this Gulf right there, the Persian Gulf. This is Iran right here. And for whatever reason, Iran also controls this little peninsula here. So when Iran decides, so basically Iran has the power to shut this down, the Hormuz Strait, because they have this little peninsula here. What I would do if we do a regime change, I would force Iran to give up this peninsula here, to give it to this country here, the UAE, I guess. Is it the UAE? Dubai, yep, UAE. Yeah, once they regimed Iran, I would have them give this peninsula up to the UAE. That way, when they close the Strait of Hormuz, it would only close half of it. They wouldn't have control over the whole thing. Unfortunately, they do. And every time Iran decides, oh, you guys are threatening me, I'm going to piss you off, then they close this off, and then a major trade artery gets shut down. And then it causes market volatility and a bunch of problems, right? So that's what I would do. But that's me. I don't, perhaps they like this stuff. Oh yeah, here's an exo-atmospheric interception of an Iranian ballistic missile over Iraq. We don't need the music. Wow. So that missile essentially went so high that it was in the what is it called? The stratosphere or whatever. Yep. So yeah, those of you over on YouTube, make sure you make an account over on Rumble and give me a follow there. And you can just start the show there. I mean, all the regulars are there. Jillian's there, Daisy's there, Mary's there. All the regulars are there all the time. They not a lot participate on YouTube anymore. At least not the regulars. You know, they keep getting harassed in here by the Iranian trolls. Message from Dubai authorities after the incident. Dubai authorities confirmed that an incident occurred in a building in the Palm Jumeirah area. Emergency response teams were deployed immediately and the site has been secured. Dubai Civil Defense has confirmed that the resulting fire is now under control. 4 individuals sustained injuries and have been transferred to medical facilities. The safety and well-being of residents and visitors remain the highest priority. Authorities continue to take all necessary measures to safeguard the public. The public is urged to remain calm, rely solely on verified information from official sources, and refrain from circulating videos or images on social media. Further updates will be provided as they become. So they don't want you talking about the incident. Why? Because it'll ruin tourism or what? Why are you concerned about that? Oh, don't show people how dangerous it is to be here. Anyways. Okay, let's do this. It is 9:15 my time. I am going to shut down and set up for the show at noon Eastern, like usual. My usual noon Eastern show, okay? And we do have a lot of other stuff to talk about that is not related to this. So, you guys have a good one. Goodbye. See you in about 45 minutes. Bye, guys.